The American dream now costs $4.4 million. That's according to Investopedia, and breaking that down works out to $1.6 million in retirement, over $800,000 for a new car, nearly $1 million for a new home, over $800,000 to raise 2 children and put them through college, $180,000 for annual vacations, and oh yeah, at least $8,000 for your funeral and more here. According to the report, the cost of the American dream is over $2 million more than what the average college-educated American makes in their career. So how can you get your reality to match the dream? Joining me now, we've got John and David Auten-Schneider, who are the debt-free guys and hosts of the Living Not So Fabulously podcasts. Great to have you back on set here with us today. Let's talk about this a little bit more, because you guys actually recommend the Wealth Builders Pyramid here to help bridge the gap between the dream and the reality. Can you break down what that pyramid is for us?
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. Yeah, so basically what we believe is that in the world we live in today, you can no longer make it on one income stream. And we believe that the pyramid is basically having 3 income streams, especially for those of us who are closer to retirement or in retirement, and that is a stock portfolio, a real estate portfolio, and a small business. And each of those would supply 50% of your living expenses. Now you may be saying to yourself, 50% plus 50% plus 50%, that's 150%. That's more than I need. Well, we all know things don't always go as we would like. So when one of those is down, potentially a stock market, or maybe you have a vacancy in your real estate portfolio, or your business isn't producing enough income, the other 2 would be able to cover your living expenses. It's kind of like the 3 legs of a stool. You're always going to be stable to cover those living expenses. Now, if having a small business isn't your thing, or you don't want to do that in retirement, maybe you could look to other sources of income, something like maybe an annuity or a life insurance policy that pays out, that could give you some stability.
Yeah. How do you recommend that people hit those levels 3 and 4 of the pyramid here that we were talking about? And how do you get started with that small business or even real estate as you evaluate the landscape too?
Yeah, as your previous guest was talking about, it's harder for consumers to get into the real estate market today. So there's a couple strategies that you can consider. One of them is house hacking. What you can do is Airbnb or rent out a space in your apartment or condo. You can buy a duplex, such as what we have, where you rent out one space and you live in the other space, and somebody has helped covering some of the expenses while you build that portfolio. Another thing is the storage industry is a $4 billion a year industry, and you can tap into that by Facebook Marketplace or Google Marketplace and put your attic, your garage space, or your basement space on the market to rent out for people who need storage space.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Cool. I'm going to start looking at just spare spaces within my apartment, just a little bit differently. I don't have a ton of it in New York, though. Yeah. David and John, thanks so much for taking the time. And everyone, if you want to catch more of the debt-free guys, you can check out their podcast, Living Not So Fabulously, every Wednesday, 12 p.m. Eastern on Yahoo Finance or wherever you get your podcasts.